You want some good cybersecurity advice? Okay, here's one. Assume every conversation outside of a sensitive, compartmentalized information facility is plain text communication to someone else. I'm Axiom, I work in cybersecurity, and here's some good advice if you're being an activist. You have to assume the possibility of communications you have with people in groups when you try and form efforts have the potential of being viewed or already viewed by actors and parties that you don't want to have that information. Imagine if someone's pulling up their phone and checking on Signal and there's someone standing behind them over their shoulder reading the conversation. You don't want to have a conversation saying explicitly, hey, we're meeting at X blank doing this blank, because it might let someone else know that you are doing something that you don't want them to know. A great example of how to handle clear text communication is in the show Andor. Season 2 specifically has a lot of examples of this, but one clean example they provide is the phrase, I have friends everywhere. Now this is a canary in the coal mine. It is a type of public key. It's a hint to let people know. They don't outright say, hey, we're part of an underground network of people that are attempting to overthrow the empire that might be creating the Death Star. They go, I have friends everywhere. Is that slightly dangerous because other people might pick up on the phrase? Yes, they have different levels of authorization and different people have different access to things. People don't always get the whole view, and that's intentional. That's least privilege access. But in conversation with people, it is the assumption, and you could see this with Luthen and his assistant as well in season 2, that when they're communicating over lines and radio and conversation that can be picked up on, they don't outright say what is occurring. They code it. They specify in assumed knowledge by information they share, saying we have pieces that are available or things that might be disrupted. We need to look for this exact piece. It's important. They don't outright say what type of organization is occurring. And you should operate under that assumption as well. Because as everyone is beginning to realize, especially white people in this circumstance, you live in a surveillance state. You're being surveyed. This video is being surveyed by other people, and I can't give information that would put me in a culpable place, and I wouldn't want that from you either. So also, stop messaging me about what you're organizing. I don't want to know. You should only let the exact people that you want involved to know, and even then, you're not organizing. You don't want to know, and you don't say it. The whole point of open conversation like that is to create culpability. You need to create a gap between what is done, what is said, and what is happening versus what was communicated. Because if you outright directly imply and say what these things are, of what you're planning to do, you create a mechanism of your own vulnerability. You need to operate as if you're being watched.